I just wanted to add this quick correction here at the beginning of the video. In the song, when I'm going through the chords, I made a mistake when I was explaining C7. I wanted to show that and correct myself. So I was trying to explain what the 7 meant, and I misspoke and got it wrong. So if you look at this, the B flat is the 7. And the song, if you get the sheet music, you'll see that the song that I'm going through is in the scale of F, and B flat shows up in that, which I've circled for the second row down. And then the top row is the C scale that goes with the C chord itself. And then the 7 comes from, if you go to the far right, that second C would be 8. 1 would be the first C, 8 is the second C. And if you go back from 8 to 7, that gets you to the B, and then the scale, the song is in the F scale, which B there is flat. I would have to double check to see if it's always that way or if it's just because this song is in F scale, but that explains it. So the reason the F7 has that B flat where it is because instead of doing what I said, which I won't repeat it here because I don't want to repeat my mistake. So to get that, let me say it differently, to get that B flat in the C7 scale, that explains why you end up putting your pinky on the 3rd fret, 3rd string from the bottom, or the G string. So that gives you B flat. The G string, 2 frets up would give you A, 1 more fret up would be B flat in this case. So sorry about that. I just wanted to add this correction here. I'll see if I can also find a way to add this little card picture over the video itself. But if in case I can't, when you get to that part in the video, just correct me. And instead of putting your pinky where I say, be sure and put your pinky where the B flat is indicated in this little picture here. Hope that helps. Thanks. I actually found 2 versions of the sheet music, and they were in slightly different keys. So the version I'm going to use, because I prefer to use the chords when I can, because it keeps it simple, it says it's from their greatest hits album, and that one is in the key of F. And the reason you know it's in the key of F, aside from the fact that F's the first chord that shows up on the sheet music, is if you look at the upper left staff, it has the one little flat symbol. And of all the keys that sheet music can be written in for guitar anyway, I don't know about all others, if there's only one flat, that's the clue that it's in F. It's the only one that has that. The other sheet music is likewise, if you look at the upper left staff, you see 4 sharps. And that tells me it's in the key of E. And the reason I know that is you start at C, it has nothing. It has no sharps, no flats. If you go up from C to D, you'll see 2 sharps. And if you go up again from D to E, you'll see 4 sharps. And then on this sheet music, they indicate that this has been tuned down 1 step. So instead of the top string being an E string, it's a D string. I'll let you look it up if you want to go through the rest. But for that tuning, they're using, the strings are actually E, G, C, F, A, D. And then when they write in the sheet music, even though they're playing technically a D/A, for example, it shows up as an E/B. So it looks like for this one, they shifted it. Or for the greatest hits, they shifted it. For this one, the other one came from their recording off of their Chronicle album. So this, it looks like the original one, just as an interesting side note, it looks like the original recording was in the key of E, and they did it in a slightly lower key. E is right below F. And then for the Greatest Hits album, they show it as in F. I double checked, and interestingly enough, it's published by the same music company, so it's should be the official sheet music for their official recordings of the two different albums. So I thought that was an interesting side note. The original Chronicles version shows up as in key of E, and on the Greatest Hits album, it shows up as in the key of F. And I guess that makes sense. As singers get older, their voice changes a little bit or something like that, and so they prefer a slightly different key. I'm going to go with the Greatest Hits version because the original Chronicles sheet music gives you the tab. So if you want to try to play it exactly like he did, go for it. I'm going to keep it simple and go with the Greatest Hits version because it gives me the standard chords that they play. I'll go through the chords first and then try a quick playthrough. So the first chord is F. So for this version of the F, we're going to put, oh, in case I forget to remember to say, the strings are E, A, D, G, B, E. And an easy way to remember that is Elvis ate donuts, goodbye Elvis. So I'm going to start with the first chord, which is F. On the bottom two strings, I'm going to put my index finger on the first fret. So that's the B and bottom E string. On the second fret, I'm going to put my second finger on the string right above that, which is the G string on the second fret. And then on the third fret, right above that, I'm going to use my ring finger for the D string, which gives me an F. That's why it's an F chord, because that gives me the F root. And then I'm going to leave out the top two strings, and that'll give me an F chord. And I play down from there. The next chord that shows up is E7. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's C7. The next chord that shows up is C7. So hopefully you've seen a standard C chord. It's like that. In case you haven't, first fret, second string from the bottom, the B string with your first index finger. I like to then say ring finger on the third fret next to the top string, which is the A string. And then on the second fret, right below there, second finger on the second fret on the third string from the top, which is the D string again. And then if we played that, that would give us the C chord. To make it a C7, we're going to keep what you have, and we're going to take our pinky on the third fret, second string from the bottom, which is the B string, and we're going to press down there, which is, that's the B string. So on the third fret, first fret would give us a C, 2 frets up where our pinky is, that's the D. So we're basically adding the D there. And that's what that 7 stands for, by the way. Seven's letting you know that we're adjusting the chord to include the 7th note. So B, C, D. Okay. Okay. I'll have to double check me on that. I think I have that right. I may have that wrong. Let's see. Well, double check me on that. Next chord is B flat. Now, if it was B, we'd be starting on the second fret. But since we're playing at B flat, we're going to go down. Since we're playing flat, we're going to go down to the first fret. And then most people use their 3 fingers for the rest of the B. I tend to just like to use my ring finger to bar it. Makes it quick and easy, especially for a song like this where you're only going to be fretting this chord for a real brief moment. It makes it easy. So if we were playing B, we'd be here. But since we're playing B flat, we're going down 1 fret. And I won't go through the notes since you're barring the whole thing. I'll just say for the first fret, leave out the top string with your index finger. For the 3rd fret, leave out the top 2 strings with your ring finger, and then play everything except the top string. Okay? And then we go back to F again. One of the reasons I decided to use the chord version of the sheet music is in that format, the chords are pretty simple. That's pretty much the chords that show up in the song. So if you're wanting to learn it to where you can just play it by yourself, this would be a nice option. I'll have to jumble. That's driving me crazy, that C7. The sheet music is showing it different than I've always played it. I'm hoping the sheet music has a typo. If not, I'll have to double check myself. So double check me on my C7 comments. I'm not perfect. It's very possible I made a mistake, but that's what I remember playing C7. Okay, I'll try a quick playthrough. Oh, I left out one chord, sorry. We've already covered it briefly, so I won't cover it. They do play C7. Oh, that's funny. I am wrong. That's funny. I just spent the last 9 minutes double guessing myself, and I was right to do so. I was completely wrong on my C7 comment. The pinky doesn't go on the 2nd to the bottom string. It goes on the 3rd from the bottom string. And that's why it's helpful to think through it, because you'll hope you catch stuff like that. Because I was thinking to myself, wait, 7 for the C scale would not be D. So I knew that was wrong, but I couldn't remember why. So the chord is right. It is one more up. So sorry about that. I'm glad I corrected myself before I did the playthrough. So hopefully if I haven't lost you and you're still watching the video, I'll quickly go over that again. So I'll start with the standard C. So I'll do it again. So index finger on the 1st fret, 2nd to the bottom string, ring finger, 3rd fret next to the top string, and then 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd from the top string. And then for C, that's C. And then to make it C7, we're going to press down with our pinky on the 4th from the top string, which is the G string. And we're going to play everything except the top string. So what does that do for us? By pressing down on the G string on the 3rd fret, that takes it from a G to an A sharp. And an A sharp is the same thing as B flat. And if you look at the scale, that should explain where that 7's coming from. I don't have it in front of me. I'm going off memory. But I'm glad I caught that before I did the playthrough. So you should form a little triangle. So now I'll try to play through now that I corrected myself. I see that I see stop there. Sorry, my guitar had a irritating echo. I think it's time to change the strings. Well, if you're interested in learning this, I hope this is helpful. And like I mentioned, if you want to learn it, this is the way they wrote it for the Greatest Hits version. And if you want to learn it the original way off the Chronicles album, where you can get the tabs, the sheet music's out there for that too. I found both of them on musicnotes.com, and they're very close. It's like, shifting from E to F, so it's right next to each other. But just so you know. Thanks, and I hope this is helpful, and see you in the next one.